We are about to start this mukbang. Okay, so what's up, my Ganja kings and queens? Welcome back to the Smoker Circle. And if you are new, welcome. Today, we are doing a mukbang, y'all. I have not done a mukbang in so long. I am so hungry and I am so excited. But y'all know what we gotta do first. I rolled a nice king palm for this. Oh, I lied. This is a high hemp wrap. And if you are smoking with me, cheers. Yeah, I'm so excited. And this is the story time. I'm gonna get most of the story time out while we're smoking, just so when it's time to eat, we can just enjoy our fucking food. And we're gonna be talking about the fucking worst date that I've been on in years. You know that date that I told y'all about on my live a few days ago? The one to the Bulls game. Now, granted, the seats, ooh, it had me right on the floor. The seats was top tier. I'm gonna add some videos so y'all can see how close I was. The seats were amazing. The date itself, we went to a few spots. Like we started off at like this Buzz Bakery. We went to the game and then we got some food after. So the actual date was well put together, 10 out of 10. But the person that I was on the date with, subpar at best. Okay. So just to preface so y'all get a kind of an idea of this guy, he is a self-proclaimed alpha male. Yeah, so just off that, we already know the vibes. Like, we already kind of, we kind of got an idea of how he's going to be. Okay, great. So, the date, he's like, oh, you know, I'm going to order your Uber, you know, Uber Black the whole day type shit. I'm like, yeah, okay, like, let's do it. So, the Uber, we were supposed to meet up. The game started at 2:30 p.m. We were supposed to meet up like around 1. Well, actually, I'm lying. We were supposed to meet up. Well, I was supposed to leave my house, or my Uber was supposed to pick me up around like 12:30. So I get ready. Whatever. I'm ready to go. It's like 12:30. You're like, okay, cool. So I say he didn't get the Uber to me until like around like 1 something. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So I actually assumed that he was going to either be in the Uber that was picking me up, or he was going to be at the place already. So the place was like 15 minutes from my house. So it, or at least I thought, it would have gave him enough time to get there. I'm like, I think at this time I was exactly 7 minutes away. So he had texted me and he's like, if you get to the spot before me, just sit down. I'll be in there in a second. That's how he wrote it. He said, if you get there before me, just sit down. I'll be there shortly after you type shit. That's literally what he said in the message. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I get to the spot. He's like, oh, I'm 2 minutes away once I get to the spot. Because originally he said, like, I was like, I'm 7 minutes away. He's like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm about 10 minutes away. So that's only about, what, a 3-minute difference? So I'm like, all right. So after that, I'm at the spot. I started vlogging because I'm like, oh, you know what? I got to get some, I got to get my vlog in because I told you I was going to vlog that day, right? So like, this perfect. The Buzz Bakery is a THC and a CBD infused shop. So the drinks, they have like little food, little snacks and stuff. You could all get it with like 10 to 20 milligrams of either CBD or THC. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect for my content. So he like, I'm 2-3 minutes away. So I come into the place. It's a real little like cafe. Like, it's literally like a little bench, and then it's like literally it's one table, and then it's like the register. It's a literal, like, it's not really made for you to sit in and stuff like that. I assumed it was like a restaurant, because he wasn't like, he was kind of like trying to surprise me with what the date was going to entail. I was in there, I sat in there for like 5 minutes. It's really awkward. It's just me in there and then the person at the fucking register. You know what I mean? So at that point, I'm like, all right, whatever. So I call him, and at this point, it's like, I think it's like 10 minutes and went by. I go outside to smoke, and that's when I start recording my content. I'm like recording my little smoke section with y'all. So I guess this motherfucker been lying the whole time, because it took him 15 minutes. It took us like 15, 20 minutes to get there. So I call him like, this place is really small. Like, I don't really feel comfortable just sitting here at this point. I came outside. I'm about to go back in. Like, how far are you? He like, oh, I'll be there in a second. Just chill. I'll be there in a second. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he had got to the spot, and then I'm like, he first come up to me, and I'm like, do you need a second to look at the menu, or do you know what you're gonna get? Because I know what I'm gonna get already. And he asked me, he like, oh, are you upset? Are you mad? I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm high at this point. Like, yes, I'm a little agitated, but it ain't really nothing. You here already. I just want to continue my day on the good note. So he like, are you sure? Because you seem like you got an attitude. You're gonna make me have the attitude that you're suspecting if you keep asking me those questions, sir. So I'm already like, at this point, I'm like, are you the type of nigga that like to go back and forth? If you try to pick something out of me, you're not gonna get it with me, baby. I choose peace every single time. You're not gonna fuck up or disturb my peace. So at this point, we order the drinks. I get a strawberry lemonade, 20 milligrams THC. He gets a matcha with like a lavender. It was like a perp. It was like a play on like a OG perp. So it was like a purple matcha, but it was like green and purple. It looked like the Hulk. It was a really pretty drink. So once we get our drinks or whatever, like I said, I got strawberry lemonade. So it was like a basic. It was cute. It was like a little red puree at the top and yellow. You got to mix it to make it pink. It was really cute to me. And then, you know, he got them fucking matcha. But once the drinks come, he like, see, your drink is just so basic. Your drink don't look half as good as mine. Like, I wouldn't even want to order that because it looks so basic. Like, so he's trying to do like the little playful thing. But at this point, I'm already annoyed. You don't even know me enough to be trying to do some shit like that. You just gonna piss me off. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, I wouldn't even really drink that. You know what I'm saying? I don't drink matcha. And I just kind of left it at that. Then he goes into, because we had a conversation. This is somebody I work with. We had a conversation prior a few days ago, and I was like, oh, I don't really like salad. Like, I have to have a taste for a salad type thing. You feel me? Like, anybody that know me know I call salads rabbit food. Like, I don't typically go for that. I'm not a heavy veggie girly. You feel me? Like, of course, when I make my meals, I of course have a vegetable because it just, you know, completes the dish. But it's like, I'm not just gonna be like, oh yeah, like I want a salad, like just for the fuck of it. It's just not something I do. So he takes that and like runs with it. Like, I never eat green. He's like, was like, oh, you don't like, so it's because you don't like nothing green. Since you don't like nothing green, I don't think that you would get along with me because that's my favorite thing. I love spinach. Green is my favorite thing. I said, well, that's where you got me messed up at, because what you eat don't make me shit. So I don't really care what you ingesting enough to be upset with you. As long as you're not forcing it upon me, baby, do what you do what makes you happy. And he was like, damn, like, you really fucked me up with that. Like, just like, he wasn't expecting me to check his ass like that. But I feel like you kept picking. And like, what the fuck did you expect? We about halfway. We more than halfway, actually. And I'm high as fuck and I'm hungry as hell. So we are about to start this mukbang. Okay, so I'm so excited. So we got 2 waffle fries. I got 5 tenders. They don't have a 5, so I had to get a 3 and a 2. Come on now, bag. You're like a part of that state now. Or can we dish? We get the chicken. Go. Kick him to the curb. But yeah. Every time I eat chicken, I gotta like break it apart and look inside. For real. Yeah, the Chick-fil-A spicy nuggets. Okay. With the sauce, the Chick-fil-A sauce. I hear that crunch on that fry. I'm in heaven. I feel like when you drunk and you eating with your eyes closed. That's the type of experience I'm having right now, though. Okay, so we get in the Uber. We went to the game. And I'm silent. I don't have much to say. Like, he had, like, some little small talk in the beginning. And then he started talking about, first of all, you were lightweight. Because he started talking about, like, I'm starting to feel it. And I feel amazing. I feel like I can just do anything. Like, excuse me. I don't know what the fuck type of THC he had in his drink. But I was like, oh, fucking K. So, yeah, the drive to the fucking stadium felt like it was just fucking forever. So, we get them. He tried to hold my hand. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good. But we get to the spot. We go through everything. And he asked me, he's like, oh, you want to get a drink? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. So we in a bar line, and his man, mind you, this man wore a fucking suit. He wore a navy suit, a burgundy turtleneck. I cannot make this up. To a Bulls game, bro. He wore, like, then he had a button on his, I didn't even get to the worst part of the story. He had a button on his jacket that was just hanging. It was just dangling for dear life. But he tried to get me to put on this brooch he had on. And there was a little piece, like a little back piece, like kind of like an earring back, but it was like more cylinder. Like he held it out for me. And I was like, what is this? And he was like, oh, for this. And I was like, oh, that's too little. I can't do nothing with that. The fuck? That you use your words. The fuck? And then he had this shit. He's irritated the shit out of me. It's irritating me all over again. But Mm. Mm, mm, mm. And then you get everything fried hard. Mm. For sure. Okay. So the next thing was he had asked me, I mean, he had like right after the brooch thing, he hands me his phone. But he wanted me to hold his phone so he could do the shit. He could put it on himself. But he just like, you gotta see that. But he just like does the same thing. He just gestures like the phone. I'm like, what the fuck do you want me? I was like, what do you want me to do with that? He was like, oh, can you hold this? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, you need to use your words. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, no. That's when he's like, oh, yeah, I know you just got me shit like that. And I'm like, no, you still need to be polite because I'd be polite to you. I'm not just, I don't know you like that. Like, and I, even when I did, I still probably asked, like, baby, hold this. Like, I'm not finna just gesture some shit. What the fuck, weirdo? Oh. Crazy. He's like, oh, can you put my phone in your purse again? I'm like, all right. So I did. And then he asked for it back. And then the next time, my purse was open, and he just like sticks his phone in my purse. He just sticks his phone in there. I'm like, yo, like, ask me that. Like, you know what I mean? And then it didn't stop there. Because when he wanted his phone back, I swear to God, he stuck his hand, like he was stuck for to stick his hand in my purse to get his phone back. I said, you don't stick your hand in no lady purse. What is wrong with you? He like, oh yeah, my bad. Boy, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, for real. I mean, it just was not it. That's when I cut. Oh, we smoking outside waiting to go into the museum, right? He like, you didn't check me a few times today and shit. I was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah, but I needed it, this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And he was like, yeah, it's cool because, you know, you check me, but you ain't do it in a bitchy way. That's it. Wrap this shit up. Wrap this shit the fuck up. It get worse. So, at this point, I'm hungry. I'm like, I gotta reap all the benefits of this situation. I gotta reap all the benefits. So, we go to the restaurant. We sit down. He was just talking. He started talking about work. Like, he just, like, talk about how much he make. He do sales. So, he just talked about how much he made. All this shit. Like, it was real fucking annoying. So, I work on the other side. I process the titles. And he like, you know, that's why you should come on this side, because, you know, you all working over that's on the other side. Like, y'all not making no money. It ain't even no real reason why you working. You shouldn't even be working if you're going to be doing that. Like, just going in, bro. And then I'm like, oh, that's crazy. He like, but you know what? You probably don't even need to hit that. You probably, the way you just did that little giggle, because I just started giggling at his ass. Like, I didn't even start saying nothing no more. I just started giggling at his ass because he was fucking goofy. So, he like, yeah, you probably got a few million saved up anyway, so, you know, like, no, I giggled again. He like, oh yeah, by the sound of that giggle, like, you probably got 2 million saved up. Like, he just kept like, yeah. And then the final boss of the fucking night. So we get in the Uber, and it's the final Uber to my fucking house. And I asked him, I'm like, oh, are you doing a 2-stop? You know, my crib, go to your crib. And he was like, no, you know, I'm gonna stop, make sure you get in the house safe, and then I'm going by my way. So I'm like, okay. I live in a high rise. I get to the crib or whatever. So he asked me, like, this before I use my key fob to go towards the elevators. So I'm like trying to see, like, because first of all, sir, you're not gonna follow me. So I'm like, oh, you know, he asked me, he's like, do y'all have a lobby area? Mind you, we're in the lobby. Like, we have a first floor lobby, and then we have a third floor lobby. We have 2. So we're in the first floor lobby, like the main lobby. I was so confused at that question. And I'm like, yeah, we got one right here, and then we got one on the 3rd floor. You take the escalator and go up. I'm assuming, like, he just needed time to call his Uber. So I'm like, yeah, you could wait right here. You could go to the 3rd floor, you know, if it's too busy down here type shit. You're not going with me. And he was like, and then I started walking towards the door, but I was walking, we had this little seat right there. So I'm like, you know, you probably could sit right there, partner. So he like, this is when he started getting like real irritated. He like, oh, well, I see that you really didn't enjoy yourself because I just didn't see the night ending like this. I laugh at his ass. At this point, I have no more responses. I laugh at his ass like, your ass is tweaking, like, room. And then at that point, he just sitting there pouting. I watch him order that Uber. I get my ass up. I go the fuck to the elevator to my car. Like, I had enough. Yeah. This so good. think this is my last little piece. Yeah, so fucking good. Wow, so good. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this mukbang and that high ass date from hell. Just so crazy. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. I love you guys. Bye.